Nini everyone, Zabora here. So today we are going to have our lesson 3. So I just want to say before we get started here that if you guys have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. I will happily do response videos, or if you're not comfortable with a public response, go ahead and hit me up at comedicwitchcraft@gmail.com. I'll be happy to answer any of your videos, or any of your questions, and if you don't want it to be in video format, if you want like a private response and stuff like that. But you guys really, I want to encourage you guys asking questions, because you cannot believe how many times I would get the same question over and over again. So it's much easier for you guys to speak up and me comment about it, because someone else is going to have the same question, guaranteed. So, yeah, help me to help you learn, I guess. Alright, so lesson 3. We are going to talk about energy and raising energy and manipulating energy, the basics of magic, the basics of witchcraft, how we go about crafting our magic, okay? So, if you guys remember in lesson 1, now each of my lessons are going to build upon previous videos. So don't watch this video out of order. You really want to watch them in order. But if you remember in my lesson 1 video, I was talking about how I cannot teach you to detect this energy. Either you're going to be able to do it on your own, or you're not. There's no teaching you how to do this. It's a little different, because like with tarot, I can teach you what each card means, and you don't have to have any sort of gift for it. But when it comes to magic, you have to be able to detect energy. Now, don't freak out. It is my belief that everybody has this ability. I've actually never encountered anyone who didn't have this ability. So, it's just about practice, okay? So, I learned this technique back when I was a Wiccan, starting my magical path all those many years ago. And what you do is you take your hands and you rub them together, just kind of slowly. Don't need to be like trying to start a fire over here, okay? It's just kind of slow, rhythmic kind of rubbing. And you're going to begin to feel warmth from the friction in your hands. And that's energy. You're raising energy. That warmth, that friction, that tingling that you're starting to get, that is energy. Now, I've done this so often, it's just like energy instantly comes to me. But this is a real simple technique for you guys to start out with. So, you're just rubbing, just getting that feeling, just getting that energy raised. And then you're slowly going to start pulling your hands apart, and you'll be able to feel that tingle and that energy move and stuff. So you're going to shake them out like they're wet, and then you're going to grab something, touch something. You don't even have to do that. You can just put your hands around it. Like I grabbed this crystal rock here that I found outside. Okay, it's just a hunk of quartz. You're going to be able to feel it, and you're going to have a certain feeling coming off of that. Now, some people describe it as being either hot or cold. I personally describe it as a sensation, like it's a fast-moving energy or it's a slow-moving energy, and that's the way I feel it. Other people are going to feel it a different way. So don't let my experience cloud your experience. You're going to have to do this on your own, okay? So, I'm just going to be rubbing like this. It may take you a couple times, it may take you a couple weeks, but you're going to be able to do this, okay? It's just going to have to be practice, because that's what witchcraft is. It's a practice. So rubbing your hands back and forth, you're going to see the energy in your mind, shake them out like you're wet, and then you're going to feel, okay? And you're going to be able to feel something about this object. You're going to be able to feel something about the energy around the object. Or you're going to be able to feel it when you touch the object, okay? This is actually a really good way for you to learn your plants, too. Cunningham used this in his techniques when he was doing his herb magic videos. You still can find those here on YouTube, so go check them out. They're pretty good. Anyway, that is how we sort of begin to raise energy, okay? Now, there are tons of ways to get your energy up. There's singing, dancing, chanting. Oh, I had it over here earlier, but I guess I moved it. Oh, there it is. Aha! music, rhythm, rocking back and forth, saying a specific chant over and over again, like, oh, what is that one? It talks about the four elements, water my blood, fire my spirit, air my breath, earth my body. You know, like it's a specific chant that they say over and over again. Those are all things that would bring about this rhythmic pulse, this energy, okay? And that's the energy you're raising through these ritualized motions. And then to feed your spells, you know, like if you're making a mojo or you're empowering a candle, once you have raised all that energy and you feel like it's at its peak, then you envision and you physically will actually like push the energy into whatever object it is, or spell or candle, or, you know, like what have you, or release it out into the world by just relaxing. Another technique that I've heard of, which is very difficult, is tensing the muscles in your body, like slowly, like start at your feet and work your way up your body. And, you know, I mean, like, it works. There's all kinds of different techniques on raising energy, and you're gonna have to explore what works best for you. For me, it's rhythmic chanting, sa sakem sahu, sa sakem sahu. That's power, but it's also in the way I speak, and that's heka, and we'll get into that just in like the next video. But it's all about how you raise your own vibrations, okay? So it's not just sitting here and physically manipulating the object. I mean, like, unless you're coming from like a pure psychological standpoint, maybe it is simply grabbing the object and putting the magic oil on it. But for me, it's the energy. It's what you raise. It's the focus and the intent and the when you think about the outcomes of the spells, and you're writing down specifically what you want to have happen. You know, there's so much components into it, but right now we're going to be talking just specifically energy. So yeah, I hope that's kind of helped enlighten you a little bit about detecting energy. Now again, if you don't feel it right away with like a crystal or something, try something living. Try a plant that's outside living in the ground. If you can go to a park, you know, that's always the best. People tend to look a little weird when you're in like the city, just going around rubbing your hands and then trying to touch things, you know. But parks tend to be like a little bit more isolated. There's a little bit more nature around, a little bit less distractions, in my opinion. So yeah, you're just gonna have to try a living thing versus an inanimate thing, but you will eventually be able to detect the energies even of inanimate objects. And it is my belief, and this is where we get into the pseudoscience here, that because everything is made up of atoms, and those atoms are all vibrating at certain frequencies, which make things solid or not. It's my belief these vibrating atoms are where energy lies and where magic lies, and it is through our conscious will, our focus, our intent, that we are able to influence the way that these things change and manipulate, and we can bring around certain circumstances, and that's our magic. Again, this is pseudoscience and my own personal understanding of magic, but you know, I try to keep things just a little rational, even in the crazy. So yeah, I hope that this has been enlightening, and you know, we've been able to, I hope I've been able to like communicate with you how to properly do this. You know, it is not just me speaking that's going to give you the knowledge. You guys are actually going to have to physically do these exercises that I give you and stuff. So yeah, we have established special gifts that you may have. We've established an altar. Hopefully at this point you guys have constructed one of some sort, even if it is something you just put up and then take down, like traditional hoodoo altars, versus like permanent shrines. But hopefully we've established energy and a sacred place for you to be able to raise energy and be comfortable doing spell work and stuff like that. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to leave it down below, or if you don't want me to do a video on it, or you don't want to be publicly known, shoot me an email, kemeticwitchcraft@gmail.com. That's it for tonight, guys. Synapte.